8 features?
Yeah.
What are the Java 8 features you have?
We have like lambda expressions, and then optional, and then streams API, and then date and time APIs, and also like we have functional interface, and then we have static methods or default methods in that functional interface, and then functional reference, method reference, and then majorly these are the things like we used. Parallel stream.
Yeah, what is the main advantage of stream API?
Mainly the stream API is like so mainly the Java it is actually about that code consensus it came. So instead of like writing multiple lines into multiple lines, it actually can achieve it through a single line. So that is where actually this stream APIs will actually help. So the stream APIs mainly will try to do everything, like because the main functionality of one of the major functions in Java it is like to bring that lambda expression also, because to provide that functional programming into that Java also. So that is why the stream API actually will try to hold all the objects into that one list, and from there like we will be using a map and to iterate all these elements, all these objects and all. So that is actually we use stream API.
Okay. What are the main pillars of the hoops concept?
Main concepts are like hoops concepts means like all these abstraction, abstract classes, interfaces, and then inheritance concepts, and then object creation. Like like apart from that, like polymorphism, and in that like again method overloading, overriding, like majorly we use.
Okay.
The collections also.
How to implement the polymorphism in Java?
Polymorphism mainly is like kind of like one method with different names as if we can call. Like mainly it's like compile time and runtime of polymorphism support. Compile time is like method overloading, we can say. In a class A if you run class B is also there. Suppose class A whatever it is there. Compile time polymorphism is like in the same class actually. Suppose there is some kind of add method is there. So in the add method, like we are providing this with different parameters in the same add method, but we are providing a different signature. So that is actually it's called compile time polymorphism. So suppose I want to add employee only, like employee I'm actually having three parameters I'm passing. Suppose I want to have two parameters, so I create the same thing, add employee only, but I can pass three parameters, the same method, different method with same method name. So that is actually compile time polymorphism.
What is the use of serial UID in serialization process?
Serialization is like mainly when we are actually sending any object over the network. So that time like what happens is like we cannot send it as directly as an object. Instead what we are doing is, so we want to send it as a byte, like a stream. So that's why like we are like whenever any employee object is there, so employee object, then we are actually sending it to over that any in the network, then we want to serialize that. So in order to serialize, then we use implement serializable interface. So there we use a serialized ID. So that means like so we are like giving a unique identifier as such, like that.
Okay. How to clone the object?
Clone is actually supporting that clonable interface. Like suppose I want to clone an employee class or something, and then I implemented a clonable interface. Once I implement the clonable interface, there I have to override the method clone. So like whenever actually I want a method, suppose if I don't implement the clonable interface, then what happens is actually store that class cast exception. So in case like we use clone method in the clonable the same class, like if we implement the clonable interface, then we are allowing to get it cloned. Suppose there is an employee class is there, then I want to create a contractor employee or something, then it's equal to that employee clone, then it will actually return that clone of that object.
Can we customize the immutable objects?
Yes. I mean, we can create our own immutable class.
Okay, how?
As I can say that like a string is like kind of one of the immutable class. So how we can do is like, suppose I want to create any specific class, like suppose customer is a I want to make it as a immutable. Then what I actually want to do is like I first of all define that customer class as a final, so that it won't be inherited in it won't actually fall proceed into that inheritance concept. So nobody can actually inherit that the class, and also that variables and all we have to declare as a final method. So we cannot actually use it because we cannot again like use it anywhere like in the following method. So it will be also
Actually,
you will be having a sorry.
Why actually string is in immutable Java? What is the purpose? It's very reason behind that.
Yes, actually, mainly it is because that I'll give an example. Like suppose if in a multi-threading environment, like what happens is if an object is getting if some object is actually working on a string or something, and something is like trying to access, and some other object is trying to manipulate it. What happens is like that object, if it's changed, then the response what we are actually getting from the other thread will be like varies. So that's the reason like what they made is like every time actually. So because of these kind of scenarios, what actually they made is like instead of like making it as editable, so they are actually creating a clone object. Like suppose some other actually trying to access. So if you are doing any modifications on top of that, so it won't actually modify the existing object. Instead, it will create a new object and it will return that like values to us. So that is one of the reasons that why they made it as like immutable.
In thread communication, multi-threading environment, we need to provide the communication between the threads, right?
Yeah.
So what are the methods we are using to provide the communication between the threads?
Yeah, mainly I didn't work on threads concepts because mine is mainly in services side. So I didn't much use in threads, but as far as I know that I use very little bit in that like we have the run method and all, like normally whenever we are creating a thread, like we use the run method to call that and we use to start that one. And suppose if we want to get it synchronized, and then we use a synchronized block. Apart from that, like I didn't much involved into that threads.
Have you heard about the wait and notify method?
Sorry?
You heard about notify all, wait?
Yeah. It's a method. These are methods of like object class. Yeah, notify all. Like notify all is like whenever we call object state like with wait and all, wait and all. Wait is having three method signatures. Wait with with multi-seconds long, and then wait with multiple payments also. So whenever we use a wait method, then sleep is like suppose if you are using a sleep method, then what happens is like we are actually telling that particular thread to hold it for that many sleep for that many seconds. But in case of we are using a wait, then we have to tell that JVM again that to release that lock of that method. So in that case, like we have to use that notify all.
Okay. So in the exception handling, will the finally block be executed? The try or catch block executed at this statement?
Yeah,
that means I will try or catch block at the return statement. So
yeah.
I have the finally block also.
Yes. Yeah, finally will be at any cost, because mainly that finally will be like used for any resource closes, resource closing and all. So even though we don't define catch, we can, if we go to that finally, even if you define catch also with return statement, still it will execute finally. So
if I want to stop the finally block code,
okay,
how to?
I mean, like if you want to stop, then we can use exit, but if you use exit, then it will exit from that entire method itself. So exit we can use, but I don't prefer like we have to use abnormal.
We don't prefer. Just I'm asking for sake of interview. We can do or not.
Yeah, we can do, but exit only we can have a choice. As I said, every time like it has to be like what are the things we define in the finally it will be because majorly we use the resource handling and all. Like if any object is open, then we have to close that. That's the reason we use.
Can we override the static methods?
Sorry, can we
override or overload the static methods?
Yes. In fact, main is also a static method. So I think we can, we can actually define we can overload static methods. But the only thing is like those are like class related, because whenever we define as a static methods, so in that case, like we need not to create any instance to call that methods. Instead, we can directly call it the class.
Okay. What is the internal method in the string? What is the use of internal? INTURN.
INTURN, intern
method in string.
To be frank, I didn't come across.
Okay. How to remove the spaces in the string?
Okay, we can use a trim.
Trim means it will trim the start and end of the string. But remove the in between the spaces. Suppose this is a Java interview. This string is Java interview. So there are spaces, right? After these. So how can remove these spaces?
Okay. Like as a programming, shall I write? Or as a programming?
No. Yes. You can tell me how to. There is a method.
Okay. Normally what we can do, I think we can split the method based on that string dot split by empty space. So and then we will be getting that entire that string array will get the string array that we can concatenate, and we'll string and send it.
Okay. Print in reverse order.
Okay.
Can you give the pseudocode method?
Yeah, like we can use the string reverse method. Like in case I want to use.
I don't want to use the string. I don't think the reverse method in the string, right?
Okay.
String buffer or string builder, I have. We have the reverse. But
okay, like we don't want any predefined methods. Like we have to use.
Yes.
Okay. So how I will do is like we have a how we can do it. We can. String length we can find, and for I equal to 0, I less than that str that length and I plus plus, and then I will take a new string, and then I will take it in a reverse. Like string s1 is equal to, or string temp is equal to string temp dot. I will create that. I will what are the reverse order, right? So instead of I will take I equal to string dot length, I greater than equal to 0, I minus I will use. So that string dot caret of I can use. So that means like the position is like from the back. Instead of n, it will start from a, and then it will backtrack, and that value I will like append into the string temp, and that I will return.
Okay. In the exception, I have three exception classes. Exception A, exception B, and exception C.
Okay.
Exception C is the child class of exception B. Exception B is the child class of exception A.
Okay.
You got point, right? A is the superclass, then B is the child class, and then C is the child class.
Okay. Okay.
So while I am catching these exceptions, I am catching like this. First I am catching the exception B, and then exception A, then exception C.
Okay.
Will it work?
Yes, like what happens is like if any child class has to be executed first. I mean, in case if any child exception we are throwing, and that has to be declared first. I will tell you an example. Like suppose there is a actually class not found exception or any null pointer exception. Like if you're keeping it below that exception, because exception is like a super class, like super. But in case if you define that exception as a super class, then what happens is like that scope of that child exceptions won't be there. Like that's why every time it called the child exception. I think it will be showing compilation error or compilation error also it will show like the code cannot be reached to that exception handling. So that's why like if we want to specify, we want to handle the child exceptions, but then we have to prioritize based on the child level. So in that case, whatever the child exception I'll be getting in the class C have to be defined first, and then follow the class B and class C.
Okay. What is the difference between array list and linked list?
Yeah, both are actually implementing that list interface only, but majorly we use both are called interfaces only. Like array list is mainly focused on the index-based searching and insertion, whereas linked list is mainly about that not followed under that index base. It follows based on the node basis. So in case of any deletion or insertion, that linked list is very suggestible. But in case of like having a more operations with respect to searching, then we have to use array list. So that is one of the like main difference and use case scenario where we have.
Okay. Suppose if I want to remove the object from the mid of the list.
Yeah.
So which one you prefer?
In that case, I will prefer linked list only, because from the mid of the what happens is like it is a node base, so it's very easy to remove delete record, because it will delete the record and it will directly that node whatever is previous one, it will directly refer to that next node, so that node address will be very easy. But in case of array list, like what happens is like it will be follow the index base, so everything once middle is deleted, so it has to move all the elements, like so it is actually in that case like linked list is a preferred choice.
Hash map is synchronized or non-synchronized?
Hash map is not synchronized. Hash table is synchronized.
So if I want to synchronize the hash map, so how to?
We have actually under concurrency package we have a concurrent hash map, so that we can use.
I don't want to use the concurrent hash map.
Okay. In that case, I mean majorly like we use this legacy class hash table, but in case we don't want to use a legacy class hash table, then we use that synchronized keyword synchronized dot hash map. There's a method actually, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, we can use it using that synchronized keyword and we can use it.
What about collections class?
Yeah.
In that collections class, we have the method synchronized.
Yeah, collections are sync.
What are the other methods available in collections class?
Collections class, we are having sort method majorly we use. In case we want to sort either primitive data types we want to use, we can sort based on that. In case we want to sort any based on the objects, then that also we can provide. But in that case, like we cannot sort that objects directly. So in that case, we can implement that object with a comparable compared interface, and that object will be provided there. So sort is one majorly used, and yeah, majorly I use it as sort only. Like
how to suppose if I want to get all the keys at one go in the hash map.
Okay.
What is the methods? Is there any options?
Yeah, we have a key set method in there. So key set like so it will return all the keys. So it will return.
What is the bucket in the hash map?
Bucket hash map is like majorly this hash map actually implements the map interface. So map interface is mainly about the key value pair. So whenever we are using that, mainly hash supports like these two methods, put and get. Like put is like whenever you want to put any element into the hash map, and then we use that method. So internally what happens is like in that implementation that it will generate a hash code for every element what we are putting into that key value. So for that value, like it will generate a hash code, and that hash code will be like refer to that value, like a hash code followed by that value it will refer. And what happens sometimes what same element will be having a different element will be having same hash code. In that case, what happens is it is calling the bucketing system over there. So bucketing actually will refer to that whether that if the same hash code has been generated with a different value, then hash collision will happen. So that is what this bucketing system will be helpful.
Have you done Warren technology?
Yeah, I worked on Hibernate.
What is the detached object?
Detached object is like mainly Hibernate. Like we have this detached actually object like object state. So detached means like once that object is been instantiated and it is been persisted with the database, or then after that state, then it will be going to be the because the object is not going to be referred by any class or anywhere. So during that time, that detached class will be used. Detached state will be called.
Okay, you work on web services?
Yeah.
What is the difference between post and put? Distributed.
Yeah. Okay. Post and put is mainly like put is like idempotent and non-idempotent request. Mainly it is about so this get put and delete. So it mainly falls under the idempotent, and this delete is like this post is like non-idempotent. What it is main difference is like when we are making multiple calls to that database with that methods. So what happens? There should not be any difference to the database. Like even you are making multiple calls, it should not affect with respect to performance and all. But with respect to these three, get, put, and then delete will not make any difference as such to create a new resource. But idempotent is not like that. It will impair the performance. It will impair that redundancy records also. Because of that, post method is mainly about the creation of an resource. So that is the difference.
How to create the client class in a RESTful API?
Okay. Client actually mainly we use the REST templates. So producers will be there, and in case we want to handle the client, then we use a REST template to call that.
What is the method?
Get for object.
What are the parameters you require to consume the service while writing the client class?
Yeah, we will follow that get for object we will be having that method, and in that REST template get for object, in that we'll pass that URL. So URL majorly will pass, and then followed by that what are the headers will pass. So like headers like we'll add header that set header will be there. So there we will be passing that any header is required or not. So normally what happens sometimes that producers who are there that when anyone is actually trying to consume the services, they're expecting some kind of token. So even like we are actually connecting to that Saber Red app, which is like third party. So they are producers and we are consumers at the moment. Like when we are trying to access this service, like they will actually provide, they'll actually check a header with respect to a token. So that token we need to pass. So we need to set that token in the header and we have to send that. So that headers also we have to pass in that get for object method. So maybe that URL followed by that along with that.
Okay. In Spring, what is the qualified annotation?
Suppose animal is there. Animal is like so animal is like it's an interface or something like it is implemented. That interface has been like implemented through for dog and cat example. Like when the bean is been creating, because what happens in Spring Boot, like internally this IOC content is mainly responsible for creating in auto dependencies. So because by using this auto scan annotation and at the rate of component, whenever actually we define at the rate of component and at the rate of service and annotations and all. So these components can not only will actually look at all the
not component. Qualified at the rate of qualified.
Okay, no, that is what I tell. Qualifier is mainly for that to avoid that confusion. Actually, when IOC content is creating a bean for that and it is injecting, so in order to like avoid that, because this dog and cat both are referring to the same animal, so it will be having confusion like for which one it is like going to be created. So that time we will use the qualifier annotations by saying that what is the object bean name we have to create. So for that reason we will use qualifier annotation.
Okay. In the Spring Boot, if I want to remove or delete some of the configurations, some of the beans, how can we do that?
Yeah, we can actually use a iterative component scan, because normally in Spring Boot we support iterative Spring Boot annotation. So by default it will be like having the iterative component, iterative auto configuration, iterative configuration. So instead of like we can define our own iterative auto configuration, there we can actually
auto configurations. I want to remove the one of the configuration.
Okay. I mean, normally we need all the dependencies, so we inject normally. So in case if anything is like package structure is different, then it won't inject. So because components can will do that all the scanning of the particular package in case we remove.
Have you heard about exclude?
Oh yeah. Yeah, normally like in current application, like we have the specific classes in that other package. So those packages will be not involved into like auto scan, because it is a different package. But in case we want specifically that also, then we will use that iterative component. So yeah, I understand.
What is the
actuator?
Yes.
Actuator is like mainly to search the health of the application. Like the actuator is like kind of in the format XML itself we will define a dependency. So whenever we will run that code followed by that actuator, then it will show all the health services, and in case we want to see the health check, then we will slash with health, and it will check that what is the condition of that application. It will return success, okay, or something like that. We need to check the application health and what are the services are there. To check that it will have actuator.
In microservices, service breakup pattern, have you heard about it?
Service breakup pattern, no.
We are using any container working with microservices?
Yeah, we are using Docker. Yeah, the Docker we are using actually. So in our application we have the Docker file. So in the Docker file we will specify.
No, I have one doubt. So without container, that means Docker container can't be work.
we can work. Mainly this Docker is about that to avoid that to replicate the local environment with production environment same. The major containerization is like concept is the same thing. Like we can work without also container, but only the main usage of container kind of picture is because developer environment has to be same as like production environment. Because the dependencies like it should not affect the production. So that if anything is breaking there, then it will be a problem. Instead, like we have, in order to avoid that, so we have this Docker initially, like that image will be created. So what are the image here, same thing will be replicated in production also. So it will be very easy in case for the dependency related fixes errors you can find with the development stage.
Okay. In React JS, what is the virtual DOM?
Yeah, virtual DOM is mainly about that. Like whenever we are making any change actually, so in React is like mainly React is like become popular because of that virtual DOM only, because of that performance rate actually is very helpful. Like what happens is actually DOM like virtual DOM is like helpful like whenever we are making any change in that application on the page. So suppose there is only one field that change is happening. So what happens is virtual DOM will help to only reflect that change itself instead of like taking all the changes and will serve. So it will be providing only with respect to that what are the change we have made. So that is where actually this virtual DOM means like. So instead of entire state change, it will be helpful to make a change of what it has been like changed to find.